Hey guys, welcome to the next video in my series of videos where I go from A to Z covering certain topics. Today's letter is D, and we're going to be talking about democratic socialism, what it is and why you don't want it. I've been seeing a lot of buzz around the word socialism and democratic socialism, a lot of conflicting information on the difference between the two and the similarities on the two. They all decide that they want to reduce the economic inequality, and they have different methods and different levels of achieving the goal. This video is going to be mostly opinion based. I will leave some links down and you can do some research on your own and see how you feel about it. But essentially, democratic socialism is something that seems to be coined by Bernie Sanders. He usually points to examples like Scandinavia when he's referencing cases of democratic socialism that work. Bernie Sanders is actually more like a social democrat. I think them slapping the word democratic socialist in front of socialist is just a way for them to downplay the socialist part of it. We've seen lots of cases of where communism and socialism don't work. The USSR and Eastern Europe, where you just had a whole collapse of the economy. I think the problem with democratic socialism, as it's being called, is that it's a slippery slope. What they aim to do is expand this power of the government. Whether it's Democrats or Republicans, I think that's a very scary thing, and control us in our day-to-day life and our economic decisions. I believe capitalism is something that inspires you to be motivated and to go out there and achieve something yourself. In a socialistic society, there is a huge decrease in your motivation to go out and achieve something because you know you're going to be taxed out the wazoo. Imagine a world where you're people like Jeff Bezos, who's the creator of Amazon, or Elon Musk, who spearheaded programs like Tesla, PayPal, The Boring Company, SpaceX. These are people who are achieving great things. Bill and Melinda Gates were up there in the top 10 as the richest people on the planet, and they give of themselves in humongous amounts. They've got all these great charities and movements in place every day. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation are always doing amazing things that better the world, and I think that is where capitalism shines through, is when you have these people who have the freedom to choose and give of themselves. A lot of people who are pushing for the democratic socialism are the people who are just jealous, I believe. You're on your recliner and you're taking selfies and scrolling through Facebook, and you're not happy with your life, you're not happy with your mediocrity, so then you want to hate on the people who have achieved great things, and you want to take from them because you feel like you're owed that just because you were born. The only rights you're born with are the God-given ones, and anything outside of that, as far as living comfortably and being able to pay X bills and buy X phone and enjoy X amount of vacations, none of that stuff is something that you need or deserve. I'm sorry. If you haven't done anything great, if you haven't contributed to society in a substantial manner, then you're not going to have those great things. So then you are going to have to go to work every day and do your 9 to 5. Even I have to do that. Go to work every day on my 9 to 5 to make my dollar. That's just the way it is. One of the things socialists or democratic socialism also like to point out is the fact that, you got these companies, these huge corporations, they paid $0 in taxes. We'll talk about Amazon in particular because that's the one that's popping up in the news a lot. Amazon paid $0 in taxes. Well, you have to look at the way these corporation works. Amazon, Jeff Bezos have these funds set up to where they donate a certain amount of money to avoid taxes like that. It's easier for them to upfront to control where they want their money to go. These are tax loopholes. So they can give money, they can create jobs, and Jeff Bezos and his lawyers and his financial teams are very smart people. They found a way to make the system work for them where they can pay the minimal amount of taxes and maximize their profit. Once again, it doesn't make sense for us to sit home and pout and cross our arms and say, wow, I wish I was that smart. I wish I could funnel money to some offshore account and avoid paying taxes. Meh. That's dumb. That's dumb. Why don't you go out and get something for yourself? And a lot of people don't want to hear that because they'd rather be socialists and sit on their butt and have things handed to them. I've worked with people my age and younger, who have no ambition whatsoever. They say things like, I want to be a stay-at-home daughter. Or they say things like, I need to marry me a sugar daddy. This is the train of thought that some of these young people are coming up with. They just want to be able to sit around and do nothing all day and be handed things for free. And that's kind of where this socialism is coming in. If you look at AOC's Green New Deal said provisions for people who cannot or don't want to work. And that is absolutely ridiculous. The people who don't want to work shouldn't get anything. If you don't want to work, then you don't want to succeed. When I grew up, there was a little saying going around where you don't work, you don't eat. Quite plain and simple, and I think we should go back to that. You don't work, you don't eat. If you don't have a handicap or disability or something that can be diagnosed that would show that you are unable to work, there's no reason that you should be able to sit around on your butt and get things handed to you for free. But once again, you see people like AOC and Bernie Sanders pushing more and more towards this socialistic idea of thinking. And then they want to throw things like democratic socialism in there. They want to call it democratic socialism to try to lessen the blow. But when you get sneak peeks like AOC's draft leaking, you get to see where they're really going with things. Maybe that wasn't intended to be inside the final bill, but the thing is, it was in there, and it is coming. This is what they actually want. They want us to have this socialistic society. Who does socialism benefit? It's going to benefit the people who are at the top still. They may not be as flamboyant, they may not be celebrities, and they may not tout their salaries, but they'll still have privileges that come with being these socialistic leaders. Okay, they're still going to be at the very top. They're still going to have their huge gated mansions and their castles and their gates. They're going to have their private drivers. They're going to have everything that you don't have still. The only difference is you'll be comfortably sitting down at the bottom. You're just not going to have to go to work every day to pay for that bologna sandwich or drive that Dodge Nitro or wear your clothes from the Gap. You're still not going to be able to afford the Versace or the Lobster or the Escalades. That stuff's going to be reserved for your leaders, your socialistic leaders. You'll just be comfortably floating along at mediocrity while they float along as rich. I think the deception comes in when they say they're going to lower the economic inequality. That may be something that happens. You may get a little bit more here and they may come down a little bit more here. But in a socialistic society, there will be almost no way for you to make your way up here. And there will be almost no way for them to fall themselves down here. Freeze the inequality right where it is. Keep us bottom dwellers at the bottom and keep the people at the top instead of growing that gap, or instead of inspiring the people to bridge over from one side to the other. Because in a capitalistic society, which is what we have right now today, there's nothing stopping you, this person watching this video right now, from becoming a multimillionaire if you have some amazing talent or some brilliant idea. There's nothing in America that will keep you from succeeding. However, in a socialistic society, and no matter how great your idea is, it will be taken from you and shared with the masses, which sounds like a great idea. Sharing is caring after all. But how would it feel if every great thing you achieved just was given out to people? You have to admit, people are selfish. I don't think we have people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill and Melinda Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, if it wasn't for a capitalistic society. All the great things these people invented and aspired to create come from a certain level of gratification wanting. I think they all wanted that gratification at some point, and in a socialistic society, that level of gratification is greatly reduced. You know, when you're not going to become a billionaire, what is the hope? There's that one song, I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad. That's what we all dream of. Now, whether you want to be a billionaire and hog all it to yourself like Jeff Bezos, or you want to be a billionaire and give of yourself like Bill and Melinda Gates do, that's completely up to you. And that's the great thing about America and a capitalistic society, is that unmatched level of utter freedom. The freedom to achieve and give of yourself however you see fit. I myself believe I may achieve greatness and fortune one day, and I want to be able to do with my greatness and my fortune whatever I see fit, whether that means giving it out to the world or if that means burying myself with the bag of gold. I think that's my right to do whatever I please with the fortune that I have amassed. And if you feel different, it's probably because you have no fortune, you have no ambition to create a fortune or do anything great. And that's just the way I think about it. So this was a short video. Like I said, very little fact base. This is all my opinion. Of course, though, there will always be links in the description for you to do your own research and create your own opinions. Leave comments, by the way. Tell me, what do you think of socialism and democratic socialism as it's been coined? And we'll see you in the next video.
Поют Иерусалим, Бог, силы могучих, колен и даёт.